turnovers today. So if you do that, you're going to have a chance to win most of the game. We're kind of our own worst enemy there in the first half. We missed several scoring opportunities. We had several passes that we could have maybe scored on if we'd executed a little better and caught the ball. But in the third quarter, I thought we came out and pretty much established dominance there in the third quarter and took the game over, which is kind of the way we'd like to have played the whole game. But still got a lot to work on. But you know, I think we're getting better, and we're going to have to because we're starting to hit the meat of the schedule coming up. So. You know, like I said, it's hard to win, and anytime you win a game, you got to be happy.
Was that the best second half you've had?
The best second half?
I mean, you guys played.
Well, we only played the guys who played in the third quarter. They didn't play in the fourth quarter. We played backups. So, you know, I thought we played pretty good in the third quarter, other than the opening drive where we had to punt the ball.
5 carries for Allen in the first half, 8 in the third quarter. What was the difference getting him the ball?
There wasn't any real difference. It just having to get the ball in the third quarter. We didn't go out of our way to get it. We screwed up a couple of times. We were trying to run a little play, and actually we didn't block it right. They were flying out. We were our own worst enemy in the first half.
You guys seem to throw it more in the first half than is that something you saw?
They were selling out. Yeah, they were selling out to play the run. They had the free safety up there tight, and he was flying up on motion. And the thing we've got to do is be able to hit those things, and because against really good teams, you don't get to do it over and over and over again until you catch it. You know, I mean, you might get one shot, and then they'll adjust. And you know, we had I don't know how many shots. We must have had 3 or 4 shots for touchdown passes that we dropped or didn't take advantage of.
Earls and Hill had some nice blocks on the perimeter and 2 TD runs there.
Yeah, well, our wide receivers have done a better job blocking.
Can you talk about Julian Burnett a little bit? I mean, he was all over the field today.
Yeah, he's a good football player. He's, you know, he's not the prototype height and weight and all that, but when he gets out there, somebody forgot to tell him that because he flies around, he makes plays, and he's a good player.
In the third quarter, they called interference on Georgia Tech, and then they went and they reviewed it. What were they reviewing on that play?
I think the only thing they possibly could have been reviewing was to see if the ball was tilted. I think that's the only thing they could be reviewing.
You guys got Dominic Reese on a few cornerback blitzes today, and he caused that fumble there on the side.
Out of the dime package, he came off the edge. He did a nice job. He came hard, and it was a big play, knocking the ball loose.
Was that the same blitz that Tarrant got the interception on in the first half that Butler almost got?
I don't remember. Probably.
Paul, do you see a big difference in this team's collective confidence, the way they play, the speed at which they're playing the game? You talked earlier in the season about wanting everybody to play faster.
I think I saw glimpses of it. You know, we still at times, in my mind, especially in the second quarter, looked a little lethargic and didn't look like we were. I challenged them at halftime to play with a little more urgency. I think we're getting better. Sometimes it's hard to tell.
How does this set up for the next tough 3 games?
It sets up. I'm worried about Clemson. I mean, we've been fortunate and we've gotten them the last 3 times we played. I'm sure they're going to be welcoming us with open arms in Death Valley. We've got to get ready to play our best game of the year.
Kickoff returns again were solid. Blair with 3 for touchdowns.
Yeah, Scott kicked the ball well on kickoffs. I don't know what happened on that first field goal. It looked like whether they balled a snap or something, it looked like it kind of stopped. I'm not sure what happened. It was just kind of a shank.
Is Nesbitt okay after that last pitch for the Allen touchdown?
Yeah, he's fine. I mean, as far as I know.
What about Julian, or excuse me, Jesse Peters? Do you know anything about it?
Not yet. I mean, I don't think we hope it's not anything real serious, but we'll find out.
Can you just talk about, since the second half of the Wake Forest game, the defense is really just kind of putting people back on their heels a little bit when they get opportunities. What is that a function of, do you think?
I don't know. I think maybe they're getting used to what they're doing and getting some confidence in what they're doing. We had one really bad series today after we went up 14-0, I think, and you know, we let them come back down and drive the ball and score. And other than that, we played really good on defense for most of the game. You know, they converted their third down conversions. I don't know what they were for the game because of the second half, but at halftime they were about 50% on third down. So if you could find, you know, something to point at, that jumps out at me. But like I said, you know, you get that many turnovers, and you know, you give the offense a chance to score some points.
Actually, they were 4 of 8 at halftime, and they ended up 0 of 5 in the
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. At halftime, I knew it was about 50%.
Coach, you got to see both of your, well, two of your backup quarterbacks, Sims and Tevin.
Mhm.
Just talk about what you saw out of those guys.
Well, it's good to see them get in the game and play a little bit. They're playing with backups at the positions too, so sometimes it's hard to evaluate them with everybody else doing what they're supposed to do. But you know, I was happy for David to get in the end zone. He works hard, and so does Tevin, and it's good to get them in the game because they both work hard in practice, just like all those guys. So anytime you can go deep and put a lot of guys in. I know sometimes as coaches they get frustrated with them, but that's the only way they're going to learn. You know, you got to go out there and play, and that's the best way to do it. Rather than throwing them out there when you have to.
Paul, when you talked to Embry after the would-be touchdown pass where it looked like he didn't maybe see the ball, did he say he lost it in the sun when he didn't make an effort?
He didn't say anything. I just told him, I said, hey, when it's that close to you, you need to leave your feet and make an effort and try to catch the ball. And he said, okay.
Sure was that calm too, right, Coach?
Knew what?
Sure was that calm too.
Actually, it was. I mean, it doesn't do any good to rip him a new one. He wasn't going to catch it anyway. It was over. So.
How good was it to get the touchdown to Steven?
Hmm?
How good was that for Steven to get that touchdown? That was a nice play.
Well, it was good since he got one, and you know, I couldn't see the interference call. If anything, they were bumping, but he had the guy beat. Even if he bumped him, he didn't need to. It's just experience, and so that was good for him to come back. Actually, the guys were getting on him pretty good because he called the play backwards. It was supposed to go the other way.
Coach, Anthony Allen had both his touchdowns on D-back options. Is that something you've been working on more in practice? Or?
Not really. It's just the way they lined up. The last one was a check. That was a check by Josh that won the last touchdown. They were overloaded. We had a pass play call, and they were playing man-to-man and blitzing, and he made a nice check.
Right.
Your thoughts on the offensive line play today?
Let me watch the tape.
What about Casey Dasher? How did he live up to those expectations that you had?
He threw a lot to us. He's a good player. I mean, it's, you know, it's, I don't think you can evaluate. It's not fair to evaluate individuals in a team game. I mean, you know, they get put in situations sometimes that they can't overcome. I can assure you that he's a good player.
Just go back to the defense for a second. As soon as, or not as soon as, but when Terrence Burnett started to get a lot more snaps, the defense really seems like it started to make a lot more plays in the past few games. Is it related, or does it just go back to?
Well, I mean, if you want to write it, it is.
No.
What's right? You know, I think it's this guy's getting more reps and getting better, and maybe I mean, there's probably a lot of things involved. You know, so it's certainly the more you do anything, the better you should get at it. And so, you know, we've played 7 games. You would hope they would be much more comfortable now than they would when we started, you know. So maybe they can play faster and do those things. And getting Julian out there has helped us because, like I said, Julian's a really good player.
One more. Anybody? Okay.
Okay, thanks.